realize this. Someone was asking me how I pronounce my last name. And so Johnmastej is how you spell it. And obviously I have a middle name. And I came up with this for the first time today, and I don't know why it's never occurred to me. And I just, off the top of my head, I go, it's Mass Day. I go, my name starts with a J and ends with a J, and you only have to say it once.
Oh.
Never realized that in my entire life. I'm 22 years old and some change.
And some change.
And I never realized that my name ends and starts with a J. Don't ask me why.
Wow, it's foul bar on the first pitch. Oh, hits that one. Foul.
Charlie, do people struggle with your last name?
Constantly.
Yeah.
I get the same thing, too. People don't really know how to say my last name. Winnicky is how you say it, but I hear all sorts of names. Like
I did. Winnicky is what I first
That's a
tried.
very common one. I never really correct people if they say it that way.
You should. It's your last name. Be proud of it.
Winniecki.
I don't stand for people
I know you and I are
mispronouncing.
kind of in the same boat. Just lots of letters confuses them,
Yeah.
you know.
They just don't know how to properly say it. And it's never really bothered me through foul bar fouls that one back through my years to kind of travel ball, and the PA announcers always mess it up.
Yeah. My problem is just people don't have never seen a last name that kind of resembles mine.
So they're calling you like John Mastage.
Gotten that. A lot of people pronounce the J's right off the face max there. That doesn't feel good. Yeah, a lot of people add the J. They add letters that aren't there, which is always funny to me. They'll get rid of letters, which is also hilarious.
Mastage Gibson. Sorry, I wanted to say that for a little bit. Foul bar swings through that one. He'll be going down on strikes. Next up to bat is Elijah Rainey.
And for Spellbar, that's got to be a frustrating at-bat. That first hit that he had just inches away from being a fair ball and potentially giving him two bases. But alas, baseball, she's a strange maiden.
Yep. It's a tough beast to grapple. So now we're getting some foul balls.
So he went with maiden. You went with beast. Really, that's how can you not be romantic about baseball? So many people view it such a different way.
It's romantic.
Yeah.
Rainey swings at that one. That ball was fouled. Yep, fouled off. I thought it hit off the home plate for a second. Took one of those.
Regardless.
Yep. Took one of those kind of crazy bounces. And you'll probably see a lot here at Dowling Park.
Yeah, that just happens.
It's like a trampoline park, kind of.
I wouldn't go that far.
Or like one of those, the WWE rings. It's not really a trampoline, but, they bounce off of it. That's how you should think of it.
Yeah, the canvas, the springed canvas.
Yep.
You're a wrestling guy, right?
I mean, I used to deeply watch wrestling when I was a kid. I kind of pay attention a decent amount now.
Chuck, are you?
No, not quite as much.
Did either of you see the movie The Iron Claw?
I did.
Did
Great
you,
movie.
Charlie?
No, my dad did. I have not.
It's a great movie. I'm upset it wasn't nominated for a single thing.
Yeah, I was a little confused by that too. It's a movie that makes you love your brother. Is how I viewed it.
I said the same exact thing.
Ooh, tough pitch right there, but a strike nonetheless as Rainey still looks in at it. I watched it with my brother too, so made me appreciate it.
I watched it with 3 friends, and they all have brothers, and we all kind of universally agreed that was a movie. Once again, pickleball update. It's packed now.
Rainey puts a drive on that one, but it will be stopped over there at second base by Levine. Rainey out over there.
Levine stopped that ball dead in its tracks.
Yeah, he's done a really good job. I mean, the way he's digging out these balls, you'd assume he has a shovel, but he's just doing a really good job of getting a read off of the turf. Doing well with the unpredictable out there.
This one out, ditched the shovel. Now it's Parker Engel up to bat.
That's the Arizona iced tea sleeve.
Engel in here. Played, I want to say, I think the first 2 games of last week, unable to play the rest of the games during the week, but here today for the Vikings. A little bit of a smaller schedule for them. Vikings play on Monday, play here on Wednesday, and I forget whether we are at Highland or here on Thursday. Then a Saturday game. Actually, no, we are off Saturday, and then a Sunday game over at Elkhart.
You make it sound like such an easy drive to get there. Yeah, just over there.
Engel grounds out over to Levine over at second, and after we'll talk a little bit about Elkhart in our and during our break, and we'll be right back after our messages.
You like to work with your hands, creating something from nothing? Then think about Laborers Local 41. You'll get 432 hours of apprenticeship training, all while earning a wage with benefits and incurring no student debt. You'll travel to different job sites, learn tons of skills, and in a lot of cases, be the first one on and the last one off a job site. It all starts at laborers41.com.
You guys are crushing it. See how 8 grams of healthy protein in Land of Frost premium meat gives you energy and keeps you full. Let's get those buns toasting, bread. Cheese, 10 more. Go.
I'm getting shredded.
Make the smart choice. Land of Frost Premium Meat.
Top of the third here on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Sports Network, and that means it's brought to you by Land O'Frost Meats. Third inning, Land O'Frost. You need 3 things to make a sandwich, and make sure one of them is Land O'Frost Meats. John Mastay, Griffin Winnicky, as well as the ever so genius Charlie Schmidgall. Third inning trivia. As always, question comes at the top of the inning, answer comes at the bottom. Join us on our live stream Facebook. First person to comment the right answer becomes the new king or queen of the third. And do I even need to say it? It's Mike Grobes in the oil throne. It's just the Grobes seat. It's the Grobes chair. It's the Grobes lazy boy. The Grobes. It's Grobes. It's Grobes beanbag chair. Today's third inning trivia. I think I'm proud of this one. I kind of specifically made this one. I was like, I need to start making these questions a little bit more difficult, a little bit more challenging, solely so Mike Grobes can have a little bit more of a challenge. So if he's here, Mike, this one goes out to you. So LeBron James was just announced that he's going to be the flag bearer for USA Olympics. You know, when the Olympics walk out in the opening ceremony, LeBron James is going to lead all of the United States, right? So here's the question. Who was the last USA basketball player to be a solo flag bearer for the Olympics?
Oh, wow.
The year, I'll give you, was 2004.
I mean, who? 04 USA team. I mean, Kobe was on that squad. I mean, Shaq. I'm not too sure.
If it was about who covered up rival sponsorship logos with the U.S. flag, I'd know that is Michael Jordan.
A little too late for that one. I think Jordan was retired at that point.
Yes.
He could have still played in 04, I think.
I think his last year was 03, though, in the NBA.
Yeah.
When he played for the Wizards.
Allen Iverson would have been around and been pretty good at that point.
I'm going to give you guys the hint for this one after the second out of this inning because you're going to think about it a lot, and there's not going to be enough time during break for you to change your answer.
You're going to torture us. But
yeah.
That's okay. List flies out over there to Bennis, and I'm just trying to think. Oh, at 04, did they win the gold that year? Can you answer that?
I'm pretty sure they won the gold that year, yeah.
So I remember there was like a time around that period where Greece was kind of pretty unstoppable. Manu Ginobili, or not Manu Ginobili.
That's Argentina.
Argentina. I meant to say Argentina.
Same colors. I get it, though.
Yeah. Good play over there by Mangano.
So you're listing off a lot of good names, and you have a really good thought process. Charlie, I'm sure you got the gears turning. You're going to need to pump the brakes.
Okay.
I never said it was a male basketball player.
Oh.
Well, that's going to make this much more difficult for me.
I kind of have an idea, though. Lisa Leslie, back then. I'm just trying to think of like the women who started. Diana Taurasi was probably not a bad idea. Honestly, I'm thinking about it now. I think Lisa Leslie's my answer.
Okay.
I mean, I won't finish it off on that. I mean, let's talk here, Charlie. I'm not too sure, though.
My knowledge of women's basketball is very recent and mostly collegiate, so
Yeah.
I'm not going to be...
Let me tell you something. That will help you.
Oh.
So that ball is high in the air by Isaiah White. Angle's going to play it over there in right field. 3 up and 3 down for Mason LaCrone after 2 troubling innings.
Give you your trivia question one more time before break. Who is the last USA basketball player to be a solo flag bearer? Pay attention to the word solo there, folks, when we come back.
There's a shortage of roofers across the country. Here at Roofers Local 26, our signatory contractors are in need of a well-trained workforce, and it's our job to provide that workforce. We are looking for people that are self-motivated, people that are reliable, people that are willing to give a hard day's work. In return, they get a good paycheck with good benefits. This is not a job, this is a career. If you're willing to put the time and dedication in, we're willing to provide you the tools and training necessary for you to succeed in the roofing industry. We've been doing this for almost 100 years. We know how to get the job done.
Bottom of the third here on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Sports Network. Griffin and Charlie exchanging some ideas during break about third inning trivia. One more time for those of you in the back row who couldn't hear. Who was the last USA basketball player to be a solo flag bearer in the Olympics? Griffin, Charlie, you want to give your answers on the air?
Yeah, I said, Charlie and I were talking about, I said Lisa Leslie earlier, and I think I'm going to finalize it at that. Lock it in.
Chuck?
Who's the other person you were mentioning?
I said Diana Taurasi.
Diana Taurasi. Let's go with her just because I don't think I'm going to come up with anyone that's going to be helpful.
So neither of you are correct.
Oh.
I expected that.
So I want you to, I gave you 2 hints, that one, and you said your women's basketball knowledge is collegiate and recent, and I said that was going to help you. The answer is Dawn Staley.
Oh,
wow.
Okay.
Which means we have a new king or queen of the third. Let me get over to Facebook. Charlie just messing up the broadcast here.
You messed it up, not me.
You're right. It's Brian Tucker who was correct. First person to answer on the Facebook live stream. Congratulations, Brian, the new king of the third. Mike Groves, where are you? Come on, man.
Dawn Staley was a good
challenge him.
guess. Also a fantastic coach over there in South Carolina.
Absolutely incredible. It also helps that you have a 7-footer from Brazil.
Well, she just knows how to recruit.
That's true. So it was in 2004, and the reason I specified solo flag bearer because previously at the Tokyo Olympics, Sue Bird carried the flag. However, she also carried it with Eddie Alvarez, middle infielder for USA Baseball, and so the both of them did it. So a solo flag bearer, and also Dawn Staley, previously to LeBron James, was the only basketball player to ever do it for the Olympics. The more you know, folks.
Yeah, nice piece of trivia.
Thank you.
Had to make me really think. I mean, I wish I was more, knowledgeable in women's basketball. At least back then. But I'm probably with Chuck on now. I know more about the recent WNBA acts. Big Caitlin Clark fan.
Isn't everybody? Well, Angel Reese isn't probably.
Yeah, some people don't like her. Chris Webb going down on strikes, swinging through that one. Next up the bat will be Damon Brenna.
Yeah, and Brenna, I believe, is your DH today, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We'd seen him catch earlier in the season. He's got some serious pop back there out of that right-hand batter's box.
Yeah, he is. He's got a lot of power behind it. Unable to kind of find his bat recently, though, so he looks like a strike one right there. But started off the year pretty hot, hoping to kind of figure it out. He did get hurt in kind of in the middle of the season, so definitely kind of stopped him in his tracks. We're going to just kind of revive it here, though. Swings through another one. Count now is 0-2. One out here after that Chris Webb fly out. After Brenna, it'll be the top of the order for the Vikings.
It was a strike.
Oh, it's a strikeout by Webb. Sorry. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Brenna looks in at a ball right there.
I've made my fair share of mistakes on a Vikings broadcast before.
I kept thinking about Lisa Leslie. Sue me.
Got a thing for her, Griffin?
No, just a great basketball player.
Indeed.
Brenna fouls that one back. Also, I think she was maybe the first person to dunk in a ball in a women's basketball game. I forget who that belongs to, but I thought she was one of the first women to.
There's only 30 of them.
Yeah. Oh, nothing like Google. So I'll search that up.
Do not trust Google AI because it'll probably tell you it was Brittany Griner. Definitely isn't right, but Google AI is so funny.
It was actually Georgianne Wells, the first women's college basketball player to dunk in a game.
How about professional though?
Yeah, that's what I was looking up. I don't know. As Brenna grounds out.
That's still impressive, but
it was Lisa Leslie. Also, a little factoid, Lisa Leslie is a 4-time Olympic gold medalist. That's nice.
Yeah, there's a lot of USA women's basketball has been dominating the sport as of late. I don't think they're going to win this year, though. I'm being honest with you.
Really?
No, I think other countries have finally caught up.
Yeah. Did you watch the game between the men's and South Sudan? I think it was
Good game.
yesterday. Yeah, it was a great game. I know Winyan Gabriel and JT Thor on the South Sudan team. I think there was
A couple of those guys on that South Sudan team have two-way contracts in the NBA. They're about to get contract extensions.
Absolutely. They played a great game out there. Mancano fouls that one.
And people always forget that, there's other guys. There's guys who are good at basketball
there's
outside of the star players in the NBA.
Yeah, there's talent all around the world. And I do like the NBA's new initiatives to kind of, as Mancano grounds that one over there by the pitcher. He is out. Oilmen still lead 4-0 after the bottom of the third, and we'll be right back after these messages.
Safety doesn't come in a box. It's not a banner that goes on a wall. It's not something you do now and then, or when it's convenient. It's using state-of-the-art simulators to better prepare for any situation. It's giving offshore teams onshore support, and it's empowering anyone to stop a job if something doesn't seem right. At BP, safety is never being satisfied and always working to be better.
Miller Lite tastes great. Let's fill it. Tastes great. Let's fill it. Tastes great. It is both. It is both. It is both. It is both. It's both.
Hey, thanks for the backup.
We are back here at Dowling Park. Oilmen lead 4-0 here in the top of the fourth. Mason LeCrone's still out there for the Vikings. Vikings just kind of, been unable to, do their best to try and get runners across the board. Lamas is pitching a good game today. He's kind of putting these runners, or I shouldn't say runners, batters into kind of a spur. We see kind of a short ground out there by Nick Mangano, punch out by Chris Webb, and another ground out by Damon Brenna.
Well, it's two very different types of pitchers, and I can tell you what the problem is here for LeCrone. LeCrone, I've seen this before. LeCrone tries to handle the game all by himself, and that's not conducive to winning, despite what a lot of people think. Even the best pitchers do need backup. There's never been a perfect game or a no-hitter that the ball's not been put in play. And a lot of guys and a lot of pitchers, especially at this level, they do not learn that until it's unfortunately too late. You don't be afraid, and this is a note to all you young baseball players out there listening. Don't be afraid to have the ball be put in play, because you got to trust the 7 guys behind you and the dude in front of you.
That you sure do.
And also, you got to trust the coach as well, because the coach knows what your talents are, and he knows what players to put with you in conjecture and in combination. If your head coach knows that you're a guy who gets a lot of fly balls, he'll put your best outfielders out there.
Now is Ryan Henschel up to bat for the Oilmen. Look at ball 2. Looked like he wanted that one, but won't get it. It's a 2-0 count here. Ooh. Ball low, called ball 3. Henschel will walk on 4 pitches. Not a good at-bat right there by LeCrone.
I don't mean to be a poor sport here, and I'm sure you'll agree with me as well, Griffin, but the strike zone has been really good today from this home plate umpire. And you might not agree with the strike zone, but he's been fair across both sides of the diamond. And that's the one thing we've been talking about all season, is you just want a guy to be consistent.
Yeah, no.
Right? You might not like outside pitches, but if he's giving them on both sides, you can't complain.
No, there's plenty, and I understand. We've seen so many different strike zones in this year. You never really know what's going to be a strike until it's called.
Even then.
Yeah, who knows? It's that first pitch right there, but LeCrone was called a strike. Ball outside as we return to the top of the order is Kiefer Tarnaki.
Once again, folks, I know there's some issues with our scheduling today. We are not playing a doubleheader. We are just playing one game.
LeCrone checks there over at first base. Ball is fouled back right to us.
Charlie was all over it.
If Charlie had his glove, he would have had that.
Nah, Charlie can catch it with his mouth.
I'll take I do keep my glove in my backpack, so I'm ready.
Just in case.
Remember that State Farm commercial series they had where it was just in case? That was like the star of the show, and then that's when Jake from State Farm showed up. Or am I just delusional for him?
Was this Chris Paul, Jake from State Farm, or
no?
Current
That's
Jake?
Cliff Paul.
Oh yeah, Cliff Paul. Ooh, ball is through. Rainey over there at first. Gunn can't even stop it either. It looks like Tarnaki's on with another single.
Now, gentlemen, something I can tell you, State Farm, based out of Normal, Illinois, the original Jake from State Farm from the Khakis commercial is a real State Farm employee who happens to work with my dad's high school friend who I don't know his name. I just know his name is Grape Ape. Yeah, I don't think that's his real name, but...
He spoke for one of my classes. It was a story lab class down at Indiana University. He talked about just like posting and like the type of personality he had to make up while not showing his face as Jake at State Farm. Just he was running like the social media for the guy.
Right.
Says Sorab Razai in. We got runners on first and second. That ball is inside for a ball. Zai's got runners on first and second. That's Tarnaki and Henschel. Crone with another ball, making that a 3-0 count.
And a lot of these pitches are darting low, and they're so close to being strikes, and I get that bottom of the zone is right where you want to be, but you might have to lift it up because you've been losing all those that are close down low.
Yeah, if the umpire hasn't been giving it to you, you're going to have to make the adjustment eventually.
3-0 green light right there. Turns into a ground up, but runners do advance to second and third. There are two runners in scoring position on one out for Desant Lee. What's Crone's pitch count? His pitch count is 61. So yeah, honestly, not as much as I thought.
And if you're at 61 pitches and you're not getting that pitch that you want, you might think, Crone might think that his, that slider that's coming in and touching the bottom of the zone looks fantastic. And, it might be a good pitch. However, the umpire's not giving it to you. And at this many pitches so far in your outing, you're going to need to make the adjustment or you're not making it out of the fifth.
First pitch he throws is a high ball. And yeah, going back to that, he's got such a good slider. It's a shame he's not getting the calls for it. He just has to lift it up just a tad bit higher. But the problem with that, though, is he's kind of thrown it in the wheelhouse. So that foul ball went really high. Creed might have carried that one. Foul.
It was me, folks.
It's John Mastay singing Creed. Something wrong with singing Creed? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Crone from the stretch. That ball is on a liner. Bendis is going to try on the play over at center. One run's going to score. Good throw by Bendis. Can he get the other guy out? Yes, he does. What an arm, what a throw. And some great accuracy out in center field by Owen Bendis. He'll get Ryan Henschel out on that last, or I shouldn't say last, but as he was the second runner trying to come across home plate.
Nope, it was Tarnaki.
Tarnaki got out? Oh, yes, it was. Yes. It was Henschel who was safe and Tarnaki who was called out over there. Great throw by Bendis.
I don't hate the decision by Tyler's uncle to send both guys there.
They were feeling
good. He had a lot good headed steed coming in round in third, and it was a close play. Just wound up being a really nice throw in.
Oilmen will tack on that one, though, and they now lead 5-0. Crone with another ball, and it's Groberski, 4-hole hitter.
But a good single by Lee and the advancement on the throw. That was a really nice hit.
Yeah, he put
great
that in
sound on it, too.
Yeah, had a good drive behind it.
Ryan Gosling.
As that ball is popped up foul. I lost that myself. Watch out, fans in the bleachers. Thank God did not hit anybody.
Unfortunately, no concession stand here, so you can't turn that in for $1.
Nope. Concessions have not been open at all during the year.
Let me tell you something. They weren't open when I was here for P&W either, so I don't even know if there's... I don't even think that door opens.
Really?
Yeah.
So they've just got a lot of snacks in there for no reason. Let me in. So now face the 1-1 count here.
Griffin's favorite food group is expired nacho cheese.
There's nothing better, let me tell you.
I'll take your word for it, man.
Groberski facing the 2-1 count here. He's got Leah over at second. Ball inside, and we got a decent amount of cloud cover right now. Sun's not beating.
Yeah,
on
it came
us,
through finally.
Yeah.
Sun's also getting close. Actually, never mind. It's not even close to setting at all. We still probably got about
an hour.
2.5 hours. It's 6.
Crone will walk Groberski right there after that high ball, and it'll be Vosberg up to bat. A little bit of a pickleball update. If you want to know if it was filled up, it's getting there, I'll tell you. Some games seem to be happening right now.
I'd like to envision that there's at least one person that lives in this neighborhood that just watches this stream to see if there's an open court on pickleball, and you guys are their favorite people on earth because you're letting them know.
What am I supposed to do?
Osberg will foul that one off. And yeah, there's no better way, there's no better knowledge of, just knowing if a court's open than going to the local live stream and just even looking. Called ball out there. Vosberg looking in at that one, another ball. Well, Crone just trying to place that slider in the strike zone, unable to. Well, Crone from the stretch. Vosberg will foul that one off. We've got a 2-2 count here.
I sometimes have to remind myself here at Dowling Park that a Division I hockey team plays about 50 yards behind us.
Yep. Northwest.
At the Cube.
How good are they at hockey? I'm not.
They're pretty good.
All right.
They're pretty good.
That's nice. Are they usually ranked?
Yes. Well, there's not too many hockey teams to go around in Division I college, so I think everyone just gets ranked.
It's not quite like basketball where
you don't have your top 25.
Or football,
right.
yeah.
That's just kind of how I envisioned it, I guess. Full count here, though, for Vosberg. He steps off the mound.
So does that count as a disengagement, and he only gets one more?
That is correct.
Yep. Interesting. Okay.
Yep. If he throws, it will not count towards that disengagement number. It's just if you step off and do not throw.
We'll count here. Vosberg puts that one up in the air. Parker Engel over there in right is tracking it. He's under it. He's got it. Oilmen tack on a run right there. Vikings will try and answer back in this bottom of the fourth, and we'll be right back after these messages.
Don't let pain knock you out of the ring. Our hand, wrist, and elbow experts are pioneers worldwide. You need us in your corner. Midwest Orthopedics at Rush. Make an appointment today. After our minimally invasive spine surgery, 80% of golfers maintained or improved their handicap. Be treated by the pros to play more like a pro. Midwest Orthopedics at Rush. Make an appointment today.
That's right, Candace. We're getting multiple reports of this mysterious but powerful phenomena. People are experiencing a sound, after which they drop everything, and I mean everything, and run to their nearest White Castle. Now, we are urging folks to stay calm. There's no evidence that this...
Richard, we're live. When the crave calls, Richard, we're live. Go to White Castle for the $5 bacon bundle with 2 bacon sliders and a small fry. White Castle. Follow your crave.
Bottom of the fourth here in Dowling Park. Score is 5-0 Northwest Indiana Oilmen. It'll be Jacob Gunn as the first batter for the Vikings. Up to bat here. Moss going out there for his 4th inning of work.
So I was telling you guys about this earlier, that I had something for you guys, for us to talk about. And I kind of told you just a little bit about it before our game started that there's this group on Instagram that I like to or page on Instagram. It's called Sickos Committee.
Oh, I know
you know
talking
Sickos
about.
Committee.
Yeah.
And they have all the non-NCAA national championships across college. So you got to think of either not only just sports that aren't on a national, like on a big level, but also just clubs and other things. And I have some here that are by schools that we know. Remember, I told you guys about this earlier. Purdue Northwest, the team that plays at this ballpark regularly. This is the Pride's Field. Purdue Northwest is national champions in 2023 and 2024 for surveying, which I do not know if that's surveying as in giving quizzes or surveying as in going somewhere, looking at something, and then writing it in a notebook.
Right, like the measurement of land.
Yeah, I don't. I think it's the second one. I didn't think about. I didn't think about quizzing until you mentioned something earlier.
I mean, how would you just judge if someone was best at going door to door?
They're really good at giving answers. Michigan State is great. Michigan State is the recent national championships at tractor loading backhoe.
It's an ag school. Nice. I love me the ag school.
Griffin, I couldn't find any about any IU affiliate school for us, unfortunately.
I don't think I've ever heard of them. I don't know. I don't even know if we'd win that. Maybe. I mean,
I don't know.
Cornhole is what I'll say.
Bags.
Whoa. Jacob Gunn looks in at a strike one right there.
IUN, I think we should be national champions for crossing Broadway. Because that's an Olympic. That should be an Olympic sport. I feel like I should be. I think I'm like in the world at crossing Broadway. What'd your mom say? I think surveying is measuring land. Charlie's grandpa competed in that at U of I back in the day. Interesting.
Yeah, that's
Charlie's
right.
got some surveying in his blood.
He also did soil judging.
So out of curiosity, how far is it to center field?
Well, there's not a sign on it.
We'll
I'd
survey
be inclined to believe. Let's go 415 off the old eyeball.
Okay.
You can't prove me wrong. You don't have the tools.
He's got us there, I guess, folks. We can, in fact, not prove him wrong. We're going to have to come out here with a couple of rulers next time we get out here.
Gunn looks in another ball in the turf right there. And yeah,
this one's appropriate. Army. National championships in combat weaponry.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think they first of all, I think they should be the only school participating in that.
Gunn grounds that one over to third baseman Henschel. Under the glove of the first baseman. Gunn rounded first. He's going to hit second. Think about going third, but won't. He's going to get on base by that error by Ryan Henschel. Call that an E5.
And yeah, Groberski had a really good stretch trying to get out there to that ball, but it was just a little too far off the bag. And really nice heads-up base running there. He took a big round, thought about going over to third. I think he made the right choice by not testing again.
It looks like the Oilmen do have some movement going towards the bullpen.
Charlie, Michigan State's also national championships in cardboard recycling.
Nice.
So you guys are really really environmentally conscious up there, guys.
Nice.
You love to see it.
It's Michael Estina up to bat. No outs here. Does have Jacob Gunn over there on second. Estina pops that one up. Lamas over there is going to play it himself with a first out. Next up to bat will be Owen Bendis.
And as a hitter, it's so frustrating to get out on the first pitch that you see because, you don't get to feel like you had a real long at bat.
There's nothing worse, swinging on the first pitch. And that exact kind of the same situation right there, just a pop-up, short and simple. And you got to wait 8 other batters for your turn again.
John Lieber's alma mater, Missouri, is mascot dance national champions.
Nice. The Tiger? Nice.
The Tigers, yes. Army also is in boxing for women, but Navy is boxing for men.
If it wasn't one of our military institutions winning that, I think I'd have some questions.
Yeah.
I'd give it to, like, I don't know, like Ohio or somebody. You know,
Iowa.
I think Wisconsin was really good at boxing back in the day as well, which that also kind of checks out.
Yeah.
Bennis looks in at this ball in the turf again.
I like this one. Notre Dame is best at Gaelic football. That checks out for an Irish school.
That is very on brand.
Yep. How about the Fighting Irish?
I guess they also would make sense if they were national champions in boxing. It'd be on brand as well. Ooh, called back in.
Good frame right there by Lee behind the plate. Called strike. Going over there on second. Bennis puts a drive into that one. That ball is behind the right fielder's head. Bennis is going to hit that. Oh, ground rule double. Just a good piece of hitting right there over the head of the right fielder, Mason List. Took a bounce over the fence, too.
Is there a ground roll double option on Game Changer, or is it just double?
Nope, just double.
Yep, just double.
No, I know.
And you know, something really notable, but that's only the second hit of the game for this Vikings team. But they really did a good job of capitalizing on that. Great power from Bendis. And understandably, Coach Dre going to want to go out and have a conversation with the starting pitcher. There is someone warming up in the bullpen, starting to move a little bit quicker out there now, is Anthony Valenza of St. Xavier University. I don't know that they're going to be making the change at this time, but it's definitely an option for if things continue.
You guys want me to keep reading off national championships? Because I have another one for Michigan State.
Yeah, go ahead. We're kind of
Michigan State
visit here.
dodgeball.
Nice.
You think you can try for that?
I could try. I don't think I.
You were a goalkeeper. You got good hands. I've seen you throw. You got an arm.
You could follow the rules.
You're kind of
Just
slender.
follow Patches O'Hallahan's rules.
Oh, that's
Say it with
true.
me. Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge.
Yep.
You don't know the 5 Ds? Come on, man.
Not. Well, I know if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
NC State
That's
is national
important.
champions in cheese rolling.
Well, I've
State,
seen the videos of that. Those are fantastic.
not Green Bay or Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Yeah, UW
Also,
Green
here,
Bay,
okay,
come
here's
on,
one.
man.
I feel like University of Dayton is national champions in Irish dance. Come on, Notre Dame. What are we doing here? That's like your only brand.
Ball past Lee, and Bennis is going to move over to third base. Oh, Bennis is actually rounding third. Will go home. He is safe under the tag. Good heads-up base running over there by Bendis. I guess I need to keep my head up, too, because I wasn't fully looking myself, but nonetheless, great base running.
You got to keep your head on a swivel,
keep your
and
head on a
that's
swivel.
excellent work of it right there.
Perfect.
And
piece
if you
of
got to
running.
claw yourself back in this game, it's a 5-2 ball game, which is still very winnable. Mike Jones says, survey says. Thank you, Mike. Mike's a funny dude.
Swalwell puts a drive into that one. That is going to be played by Mason List out there and right. I'll mark the second out of this inning.
Yeah, and he was a little late on that one going to the opposite field, but they're starting to make really solid contact here with the starting pitcher. I wouldn't be surprised if his leash is getting a little bit shorter after a few barreled up balls this inning.
Yeah, it's good. You know, we always talk about how going through the lineup a couple times, you finally get to see how the ball comes out of the hand from the pitcher, what the strike zone the umpire wants to lay it at, so you have a really good idea of what is a strike and what isn't, and what you can hit and what you can't.
Well, it is Elijah Rainey up to bat now, and that first pitch he'll look at, ball high.
And I've looked at it this way recently, and I'll share this with you. Yeah, I mean, every team in the Northern League is better than their record. I mean, these are teams filled with D2, some low D1, high D3 ball players. These are guys who are good for their respective colleges, and they're coming together. And sometimes it just, there's off days, and sometimes there's hot days, and so sometimes there's more off days than not. And so
Back into the visitors.
We were joking that you guys are battling for third place, and yeah, it's funny to think about. But at the same time, those bottom three teams, the Vikings, the Generals, and the Panthers, good baseball teams. There's good ball players on those teams, respectfully. And it happens in baseball. Anybody can beat anybody, and so sometimes you just get a string of hits out.
Yeah, Vikings have lost on a few walk-offs. Ooh, inside pitch definitely deserves maybe, I feel like, a bit more than 7 wins, but it's just hard to maintain a lead for them. As we now look, about 8-9 games left in the year. Battle for third place is still alive. But I
can't wait for it.
I kind of like to highlight the battle of fourth place between the Panthers and the Vikings. So Rainey swings to that one.
Yeah, I think the Generals got you guys beat on third, but if you want to keep believing in that, right on, brother.
Well, I mean, beat them last game. We don't play them again, unfortunately. I miss calling those games with John Lieber. Ooh, another swing and a miss for Rainey. He'll go down on strikes. Well, Vikings will tack on 2 runs. And after these messages, we'll be right back for the top of the 5th.
Don't go to the office. We build it. This is a truism with Ironworkers Local 395 and the Northwest Indiana Contractors Association. Our goal is to exceed our customers' expectations. We provide a skilled, OSHA-trained, drug-free workforce, as well as many other certifications from our 4-year training program. Every time you hire an ironworker from Local 395, you should feel confident that you are receiving highly trained, highly skilled, and drug-free journeymen and apprentices who take their job and your project seriously. For more information, contact us at 219-763-7900 or ironworkers395.com.
BP's natural gas teams use Smart App technology to share data from any well instantly, so they can analyze trends and stop potential problems in their tracks, because safety is never being satisfied and always working to be better.
Top of the 5th inning here on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Sports Network, brought to you by Miller Lite. It's the 5th inning, but it's also 5 o'clock somewhere, and make sure that somewhere has a Miller Lite. Great taste, less filling, and in these trying times, in these hot summer's days, Charlie?
Please drink responsibly.
Not a request, folks. Just do it. 5th inning also means it's time for Today in Sports History, the segment where we do a little bit of extra information, extra trivia for you, so the next time you go out to have a cold Miller Lite, Griffin's favorite drink. 2 thumbs up from Griffin.
I mean, I like.
You can be a little bit smarter. Well, you're a company man, so you have to like Miller Lite.
I like all sorts of beer, but Miller Lite's Miller Lite's a darn good beer.
Okay. Today in sports history, 1994, the Seattle Mariners play the Red Sox at Fenway Park as the home team. Seattle was their stadium was currently going through renovations. And so they just decided to be the home team there. I think that's how they scheduled it. In 2017, so I have some more recent ones. 2017, Brandon Grace, a South African golfer, records the lowest round ever in a major championship at 62.
Wow.
I know you guys are golfers. I personally am not, so I'm sure you get a little bit more out of it than I do.
Yeah, I'm not a 62 golfer.
I'm
more
not
like a
golfer.
double that.
I'm like a 100 golfer.
That one high away. And in 2019, this one's going to strike a lot of debate amongst folks after the thing won't strike debate. What I say after it will strike debate. In 2019, the Dallas Cowboys are named the most valuable sports team in the world, evaluated at $5 billion. The Yankees come in at second place at 4.6, and Real Madrid come in at 4.2, all in the billions. Here's my question. Why are people so delusional and they keep giving the Dallas Cowboys money?
You'd be surprised at the diehard fans down there in deep Dallas. I mean,
there's not that many people in Texas to make them worth $5 billion. There's people. I got some friends, and I know for a fact this person's listening, who's a Cowboys fan. Seek help. They're not winning. End of rant.
Michael Stina got a little upset over that Cowboys talk. Texas guy himself will play that ground out right there by Jake Levine.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that, that people don't think about is the marketability of the team. The Cowboys were very dominant at that same era as the Jordan Bulls blew up across the world. So for a lot of people,
that's really when sports took off in terms of money and TV contracts.
Right. So they're just riding the wave of that to this point.
They still call themselves America's team, though.
Are they, though?
No.
Okay.
I'd like to think America deserves a playoff win every now and again.
At this point, realistically, the Chiefs are America's team.
Well,
I mean, for a long time it was the Patriots, but I mean now it's really got to be the Chiefs. I mean, everybody knows the Chiefs.
Soon it will be the Bears.
Wake up, Griffin. Griffin, wake up. We're at work. You're dreaming and talking in your sleep, Griffin. Wake up.
I always dream about Caleb Williams in Super Bowl, so.
See, he's finally signed his contract.
Yeah, so did Dunze.
I said this on the radio the other day. I'm sorry, Caleb Williams hasn't done anything in order to demand the things he wanted in his contract. Now, if he has the career that people want him to have, yeah, sure, go ahead, demand no franchise tag and being paid by an LLC or as an LLC because you don't want to have an agent. It's like, okay, that's fine, but you're a rookie.
Yeah, no, and it's tough because he still has to sign his rookie contract and everything. He can't officially do any of that until after the first 4 years of his contract. Oh.
Broken bat.
Everybody hates a chipped bat.
Going to be a souvenir for a lucky fan in attendance today.
Or maybe his
Give it
wall.
a Charlie.
No. But, I mean, you got to remember for these guys, it's frustrating because these bats are not inexpensive yet.
Nope.
They do, in fact, break. Not about one a game, but one every other or so. And now somebody's going to be generous enough to pass on.
Allow
their
him
bat.
to break their bat.
I think once you break 2 in a row, no one's offering a third.
Mm-hmm. They're going to offer him a broomstick from the corner of the...
It was whittled.
I remember reading a while ago that there's... This is why so many people do not believe sports stories from like pre-television era. Is because apparently there's a story where all the bats, like early baseball, a bat broke and all the bats in the stadium were broken, like they're out of spares. So some player walked over to a wood pile that was just next to the bench, took the axe and hit it so hard that he cut the baseball in half, and they allowed half a run to be scored, and that was printed in the paper. That's impossible.
What time frame was this in?
This was like maybe, I don't know. I don't think the number 19 was in the year.
Oh, yeah.
So,
old Smokey
that's why
Joe.
no one believes old statistics.
That's an Uncle Rico story right there.
That's why so many people don't believe Will Chamberlain's 100-point game. I believe it.
It seems that we had a lot of video of things around that time.
Except
it feels
for
like
that.
Someone might have wanted to record
Well,
that.
the problem is I think people are not realizing that most of these videos are now AI.
Could someone explain that to my grandparents on Facebook? Love you guys, but come on.
What happens is Charlie gets on a computer, he unplugs the HDMI cord and plugs it back in, and then videos.
That's all it is.
That's what it is.
AI is today.
No, it's not.
I know. Called strike right there, but White will get in safely at second.
Good speed there from White.
AI is not today, but possibly the future.
It's not. I promise you it isn't.
John Massey says it doesn't. I'll visit this back in 2060.
Griffin, I love you. Let me tell you something. We're not talking to each other in 2060.
I'll be genetically enhanced due to AI.
Yeah, okay.
Hey,
Buster Posey, get back to behind the plate.
We got 1-2 here for Ryan Henschel.
I hope he puts this thing onto the church roof.
Ball is high in for ball numero dos. And yeah, I know a little bit of Spanish. I took 6 total years of it. Four in high school, and I had to take 4 semesters of it.
That was my number as well.
That ball is out over to Lucina at third. Won't be able to play it. Elijah Rainey does stop it, though. As Henschel reaches the first safely.
Big shout out to Luigi there for not making a call. Love that.
I mean, he pretty clearly came off the bag.
You still have to signal he got pulled off.
Yeah, it was a good effort on the throw across, but, you know, when you're throwing across the entire weight of your body, it's going to be a difficult thing to have happen.
Erg E5 in your scorebook for those of you following along at home.
There's now
Griffin got it.
Kiefer Tarnaki. That was way closer than I thought it was going to be. Fouled that first pitch back. He's got runners at the corners. Now 1-1 count here. And, I wouldn't be surprised to see Henschel maybe take off for second.
We eliminate that force out, try to get some more runs here in the top of the fifth. Halfway point of this game. Griffin, you're a genius.
Yep. I can tell the future.
Is that why you're so convinced about the genetic enhanced by AI?
Yeah, I can see it.
You kind of got the winners. A little longer hair, shaggy hair.
I was thinking myself, it's Jensen, Jackals.
Oh, you know what? I see it now.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
I wanted to go as him for Halloween.
You do it. Is that why you're going to the gym so much? Is you're trying to get that build?
No, not specifically that, but, it helps out, I will say.
Yeah. You do look like him a lot. I see it now.
That ball is fouled back towards the soccer field, where we'll probably be kicking goals to Charlie as he'll try and defend him. Full count here.
Out of curiosity, have you been told you look like Jensen Ackles, or is that something you're saying?
I've been told a little bit. My friends who also watch that ball is lasered over there in right field. Angle's going to let it drop in front of him. 1 run scores. Henschel rounds third. He's going to get there in time. Ooh. Tarnaki will reach second safely.
I'll tell you what, Henschel almost got out on that slide to home there because this turf, he bounced up a little bit and did not touch the plate for a good amount of time.
Had a bit of a shorter slide right there. Now is Coach Jake Hunt going out there.
Giving that a single.
I think he'll call a mound visit as Elijah Rodriguez is going to go out there to the bullpen. Just maybe give him some time. Also hope that Leckrone gets out of this inning. There are 2 outs.
Yeah, and you'd really like to get at least 5 innings from your starter. Just so that way it kind of alleviates that pressure you're going to face to go to the bullpen. And as you'd mentioned, you guys have a busy week coming up ahead. You don't want to have to use all of your arms here today if you can get those outs in a timely manner.
Yeah, you might have to see Leckrone once again this week, maybe in relief or maybe just as a starting pitcher. You never know what scheduling looks like. It's also up what he's comfortable with. He might throw 100 pitches today and then go, I want to throw another 100. On Wednesday.
Yeah, you'd be
Wouldn't be the smartest thing.
Nope.
But it's possible.
As we have on Wednesday, it'll be Anthony Mangano slated to start, Trey Pitcock to come into relief against the Miracle. On Thursday, I believe, against the Highland Panthers. I know David Anderson will probably pitch that day. Not sure who the second pitcher will be. Maybe Cumsey. We saw him on Saturday. Now, Sorab Razai up to bat. 2 outs here. Leckrone just trying to get out of this inning. First pitch is a high ball. Leckrone from the stretch.
Leckrone officially in the triple-digit mark now. This might be the last we see of him.
And that ball is caught out there by Parker Engel out and right. Oilmen tack on 2 runs there to answer back from what the Vikings had to do. Vikings look to tack on some themselves here in the bottom of the 5th, and we'll be right back after these messages.
You like to work with your hands, creating something from nothing? Then think about Laborers Local 41. You'll get 432 hours of apprenticeship training, all while earning a wage with benefits and incurring no student debt. You'll travel to different job sites, learn tons of skills, and in a lot of cases, be the first one on and the last one off a job site. It all starts at laborers41.com.
Don't let pain knock you out of the ring. Our hand, wrist, and elbow experts are pioneers worldwide. You need us in your corner. Midwest Orthopedics at Rush. Make an appointment today.
We are back here in the bottom of the 5th here at Dowling Park. Griffin Winicky, John Mastay, and Charlie Schmidgall. Guys, about the 5th inning. I don't see the sun whatsoever. I don't see a
It's behind the cube now.
Behind the cube. It's fantastic out right now.
It's more of a rectangle. If you really think about
It's
it.
a wonderful day. Go out there, play in the grass.
Doesn't even acknowledge me.
And we do have a new pitcher entering the game here. Just as a quick note, will be Anthony Valenza of St. Xavier University coming on here. We've seen him a few different times this season sporting the number 19 jersey. It's his second time pitching here in particular. He's going to put a lot of balls over the middle. Occasionally, those are going to get hit pretty hard. Redshirted his freshman season at St. Xavier and trying to get some good reps in here before he goes back just west of us to Chicago for his college season.
And he'll look to start off hot against these Vikings. We're looking just trying to get some hits on the board, more runs also. So it'll be Parker Engel, Chris Webb, and Damon Brenna due up. Pickleball court update. Probably
Slow down a little bit. I think
yes.
everyone's. I don't know. It looks like people are going or they're just taking a break. Maybe their games are over with.
Maybe losing just a tad bit of sunlight.
Oh, they'll go deep into the midnight hours. Pickleball has no time restraints. Pickleball knows no bounds.
It is pickleball or death for these people out here. That'd be a great way to open up a big pickleball championship.
On ESPN the Ocho.
I mean, they have it on like regular ESPN too nowadays.
I saw there was like the national championship for pickleball the other day. I did not know it existed, and I gotta be honest, I watched a little bit longer than I'm proud to say.
Yeah, no, it's honestly more interesting than you would think. You know, for a small game, just that big wiffle ball.
I wouldn't say
going
it's
back
more
and forth.
interesting than you think. I would say it's just
You got locked into it though.
the sport itself is not interesting. The mania behind it is.
John just loves watching the ball hit back and forth.
I quite literally am saying the opposite.
Parker Engel to up.
You hear that wind as well coming in. From a different angle as well. It's coming in from left field earlier. It's adjusted just a little bit. More so coming in from about centered right field.
Engel looks in at a ball right there. Counts now at 2-0. 2-1. No.
I thought it was 3-0.
We'll see what happens here.
Yeah, we'll see.
3-0.
What's
Okay.
3-0?
Excuse
When
me.
in doubt, trust Charlie Schmidgall.
Yep.
Thank you.
Is that going to be the tagline for your?
It's gonna be put on a shirt.
I don't think that'll probably be my go-to, but only time will tell.
Good song.
It's now Chris Webb up to bat. Looks in at strike one.
How about call Schmidgall? Or has your dad already used that?
My dad had a client one time that recommended in a pickle call Weiss and Schmigel, and he had to inform him he pronounced it wrong. But it was incredibly catchy.
Extremely catchy.
That would be a great lawyer for pickleball players.
Yeah, that might play very well out in those courts.
in the pickle community. They got pickled carrots, pickled asparagus, but no pickled cucumbers. What's up with that?
Who's going to tell?
Webb strikes out right there. Engel will steal second. I'll bring up Damon Brenna next for the Vikings.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Is this only our second time seeing Brenna hit today?
I think you're right. Vikings don't have many. Actually, this might be his third time seeing him hit today.
Nope, it's only a second.
It is a second. Excuse me on that one then. So look in at a first pitch ball. Second time around the lineup for the Vikings will be over. After Brenna, it will be the top of the order with Mangano. Brenna pops that one up high into the middle of left field. It will be caught. Engel won't move from second. Good track over there by Isaiah White. And it's 2 outs now, and we return to the top of the order for the Vikings. This is Nick Mangano. Mangano, who is 0 for 2 on the day thus far.
He's had a couple solid at-bats, even though they haven't resulted in hits. This is going to be his first time seeing Valenza, though.
First pitch he sees from Valenza's in the turf. We'll take a swing at it.
Drops him to a knee.
Yep. Hunter Pence type swing right there. Angle will move over to third. Yeah, and Hunter Pence always had like that really, like he swung out of his shoes almost every at bat. I miss Hunter Pence on the Giants. He was a fun player. Ball is high. Count now is at 1-1.
You can see Zunk and Dre signaling to Isaiah White over there in left field as well. And it's Tarnaki over there in center to get over towards the line.
Yep, Mangano will pull the ball a decent amount. He's got a lot of power too. As both White and Tarnaki are playing just a tad bit deeper. That ball is lasered in left field, right on cue. That ball is up and it is going. Is it gone? Yes, it is. Nick Mangano with a home run. Oh, weren't sure at first. Rifled in and lasered that one out there in left field. Kind of right on cue.
And the Oilman knew exactly what was happening off the bat from Mangano there. He knew where he likes to hit the baseball, and Mangano proved them right. Back to the dugout with a 2-run shot to make it a 7-4 ball game.
Just cut into that lead just a little bit deeper. And now it'll be Jacob Gunn. Mangano,
that ball got out of here in a hurry, too.
Mangano, who kind of has been struggling as of late, kind of turning it around. Hopefully that home run proves to be, a sign of, things to look forward to. Jacob Gunn looks in at a ball. Ball inside. Gunn will look in at that. Here. Gunn puts a laser on that one over out and right. List didn't make a play on it. Just like that. Vikings to continue their hit streak. Or I shouldn't say hit streak, but a small little
rally.
Little run.
Rally.
It's now Mike Listina up to bat. Who else? He's been one of the top batters from this year.
I said this the last time we were here last Monday that I think this guy looks a lot like Manny Machado at the plate.
His batting stance is very similar. We're looking at strike one.
That's one. Now that I say it, it's easier to see.
Stina popped out on a first pitch his last at bat. Looks into that one at the turf.
Pickleball's still going, by the way.
Yeah, pickleball is still going. 5-minute update.
Also, if there's anybody in the chat right now who lives in Hammond and in this area and can tell us what they're doing with that massive mound of dirt, I'd appreciate that. We'd like to know.
Good off-speed pitch right there by Valenza. Has the Listina swing out. Now facing the 1-2 count.
At the moment, it just looks like they're making a big pile of dirt like a kid in a sandbox.
I'll be sledding over there for Christmas. Or right now, actually.
I'm going to sled on dirt.
Stina chops at that one. It won't make the play. Arguing that it's going to be... Oh,
what is happening here?
First. He thought
it
was
fouled
foul.
off his foot.
He hit it off his foot. I mean, arguing that it was, didn't see it. I mean,
Lestina's even saying that's fouled off his foot.
I guess.
I mean, Luigi already threw his hands up and said he didn't see it, so I don't know why they're going out there to discuss this.
Usually doesn't see a lot of those calls.
I mean, to be honest with you, I think it's only fair based on the way the situation unfolded that you do give the Vikings the hit.
They let the whole play happen. If they call foul.
Well, here's my thing. Here's my thing. In this situation, the Vikings have everything to gain from this, and Lastina still said it hit off his foot. So why would he lie about that?
The IHSAA commercial ad now.
Yeah.
I
It's on
touched
me,
it last, Coach.
Committed to integrity. That's not how that works.
I do kind of agree with the fans here, though, that the players made a play on this ball based on what was called or not
Let's
called.
also not back up from the fact that Valenza sent that one to the pickleball field.
Yeah, he had a bad overthrow right there, led to a score. They're going to send him back. Seems to.
They're calling a foul now.
We'll call that a foul ball.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Lastina argued it did hit off his foot.
Now that's a fan making a good point there. Without lights here.
I said my message to fans last time we were here, so I don't think I'm going to do it today, Griffin.
Yep.
I'm just going to remain silent in the post-game show.
Just a reminder to all fans, be good sport. We've had some situations where obviously fans will never agree.
Am I the only one noticing that Lastina literally said it hit off his foot?
I'm surprised. I mean, I don't know why the Blue didn't call foul in the first place. Let the play just happen.
I'm waiting to see I'm just waiting to see how much torment this umpire is going to take from the fans here before he starts tossing people.
Gun talking with Luigi. Is he going back to first?
Yeah, I was going to say.
Okay.
It's a foul ball. If he was stealing, he has to go back.
Well, we'll do 1-2 here after a lot of something, or 2-2, or excuse me.
Technically a lot of nothing,
yeah,
realistically.
Nothing.
Technically a lot of nothing. Watch him put this ball into the pines, though.
Oh! As he rips that one, that ball is going. It's going to head foul, though. Close to the pines, John Maste almost called that.
Oh!
and that ball was hit really hard.
Ooh, just need to get a little bit more out in front of that one.
I would have immediately asked these fans if they still wanted to be a fair ball.
Wow.
Man, that ball got out of here quicker than Manganos did.
Just a rip. Lastina will hit it over there at third base. Going to try and run it out. Past the first baseman. Gun's going to leave second, get off third. Van Zale and Karma. Not sure who the Karma's on.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think the Oilmen did anything.
Not the Oilmen's fault. It's now.
Who are we calling that an error on?
Probably E5, I would think.
Chuck?
Yeah, probably. I mean, it would have been close over there at first, but I think you do have to say the ball probably beat the runner, and throw just wasn't quite there.
Bendis now up fouls that one off.
Lee did a good job of tagging him, just in case.
Had a good pickup on that one right there. Now Bendis runners on the corner. Similar situation when it was extra innings against the Generals. Had a nice 3 RBI triple. Looks in at that strike outside. 0-2 count here. Now facing a little bit of trouble.
Still with 2 outs here, the Vikings would really like to get some more runs.
Lastina heads over to second base. Trying to get out that force.
Sun's back.
Sun is back, but
don't need to worry about the umbrella anymore, though. It's not in that position where it's hot.
Yeah, nearly not as hot as it was prior. Bendis fouls that one off, still fighting to stay alive.
And for Valenza here, I mean, you were in the dugout, but you saw it the last time that Bendis made solid contact. You nearly left the yard with an automatic double. You don't want to leave anything over the middle for him. You've already given up 1 long ball this inning. No interest in giving up a game-tying one.
Bendis puts a drive in that one, but White in the right spot at the right time will catch that one. A lot of confusion in this inning, but nonetheless, score is still 7-4 Oilmen. We'll be right back for the top of the 6th.
There's a shortage of roofers across the country. Here at Roofers Local 26, our signatory contractors are in need of a well-trained workforce, and it's our job to provide that workforce. We are looking for people that are self-motivated, people that are reliable, people that are willing to give a hard day's work. In return, they get a good paycheck with good benefits. This is not a job, this is a career. If you're willing to put the time and dedication in, we're willing to provide you the tools and training necessary for you to succeed in the roofing industry. We've been doing this for almost 100 years. We know how to get the job done.
Are back here at Dowling Park. New pitcher here for the Vikings. Says Elijah Rodriguez out there. Just graduated from high school. Elijah Rodriguez played on Coach Jake Hunt's high school team, Whiting High School. Told me he was his ace for quite a while. And his last appearance, Rodriguez. Sorry, my game changer is not loading fast enough.
You know, I have it right here.
Well, yeah, but I was just trying to find just his individual stats.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Last time out, he did face the Oilmen. It's been a few weeks since he last appeared. He started in a game against them, threw 106 pitches, ended up taking that loss. Gave up 9 earned runs and 7 walks. A tough, and I have to say again, tough game against the Oilmen his last time out. Wasn't June, though.
If you had to describe it in one word, what would you use?
Tough. So he looks to work in here and try and, maintain this Oilman lead. 7-4 ball game here.
It's a beautiful day here.
It is beautiful.
It's golden hour now. Got a good amount of time, a good amount of sunlight left. So we don't got to worry about this game closing off soon.
It's 6:45. You're getting off work. You just want to relax. Why not just enjoy Miller Lite?
That's the 5th inning. That's the 5th inning.
I know, but so
any inning's a good inning.
Yeah.
What's the 6th inning?
It's 6 o'clock somewhere.
It's 6:48 here.
It's 6. I was going to say right here. It's 6 o'clock right here. But an interesting last inning for sure. It's a term I think everyone here in attendance would use.
Yeah, a lot of confusion on that last one. But nothing resulted from that, except just a lot of yelling.
Yeah, did it resolve anything? No, it didn't.
Nope, never does.
If anything, just made it more difficult for yourself.
If we want to resolve things, we'll take it out on the pickleball court.
I definitely did not think that was good.
Challenge him to a dance-off.
Yep.
Yeah. Write a strongly worded letter in Times New Roman, double-spaced, size 14.5 font.
Too big.
Yeah, that's way too big.
But it gets the message across.
Too big.
12-point font is more.
If in order for it to be strongly worded, it has to be strongly sized.
Just type it in all caps.
No, that's aggressive.
Oh. Sonley up to bat now, facing the new pitcher. Rodriguez rifles in a strike 1.
Oh wait, this isn't Lacrone anymore. Sorry, I did not switch out pitchers. Who is this?
This is Elijah Rodriguez, number 16, who throws in ball number 1.
Got him. Thank you. Sorry about that.
It's okay. 1-1 count here for Lee. Ooh, good play
catch
by Mangano. He's going to play it still. I mean, he
had
him on the
he's out twice.
Had him on the catch and then had him on the throw over to
I'm
first.
giving it a line drive. Okay, he's out either way. That's all right.
Let's enjoy the rest of this ball game here. 4-hole hitter Ryan Groberski.
You got him on the throw and you got him on the catch and the throw. It doesn't matter. He's out.
It's not counting as a double play either way.
Won't be 2 outs though.
Well, here's my addition to baseball. If you have 2 outs and you turn a double play, that gets added on in the next inning. They really force guys to run it running out the first. That would essentially, you know what that would do, Chuck? That would essentially eliminate Eloy Jimenez from the major leagues.
It might.
Alex Verdugo would probably be gone. Groberski fouls that one off. I saw a funny thing. It was forgot what happened. Actually, no, it was Freddie Freeman. He hit a walk-off grand slam against the Red Sox I think it was on Friday. And somebody said if that were Alex Verdugo, he would just ground out into a double play. Groberski put the drive on that one. Bendis tracks it over there in center. Good way to play it. That becomes the second out in the 6th inning.
Really hard hit ball. That's one of those at bats.
Here's my question. If these people are so confident that Mangano caught it, why did he throw it?
Well, umpire Luigi did not show the sign out.
But it's all about a confidence thing, right?
Well, no, it's all about making sure you get the out. I agree with Mangano, making sure you get it either way.
It's now Vosberg.
I'm just trying to prove the point these people are yelling for nothing.
Looks in at strike 1. Currently 6:51 on the dot. Vosberg fouls this one off.
Top of the 6th inning, sunset here in Hammond is at 8:16. So we got a little over an hour 20. If we can't play 3 innings in an hour 20, something's wrong with us.
You'd be surprised. You should have saw Saturday's game.
Nope, I shouldn't have.
Yeah, no, you would have sat through the longest game of your life. It's a total of 4 hours. John Lever and I were.
I was at Whiting. We finished up our game. We packed all the equipment up, and it was a much greater production on our broadcast on Saturday. Packed everything up, drove home, and made it to the bar in Griffith by the time you guys were done.
Vosberg pops that one up. It is another out for the Vikings. 3 up, 3 down for Elijah Rodriguez, and the Vikings are looking to add some more at the bottom of the 6th.
Tastes great. Let's fill it. Tastes great. Let's fill it. Tastes great. It is both. It is both. It is both. It is both. It's both.
Hey, thanks for the backup.
Wait! Let me help. Land of Frost. Premium meat. Delicious. And no byproducts.
Toss it in.
Et moi?
Okay.
Whee!
Make a smart choice. Land of Frost Premium Meat.
Bottom of the 6th here on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Sports Network. Charlie, John, and Griffin here for your convenience, pleasure, displeasure for some of you out there. Entertainment. What are talents?
I'm just here for business.
What other talents are we providing to the folks at home? Immaculate grid signings. Charlie's working on it right now. That's coming up after this half inning.
Some goofiness.
General rambunctiousness. Pickleball updates. That's really what we're here for. It's still going, by the way. Crowds died down a little bit over there. I think they're just everyone's taking a break.
I'm watching a rally right now between these. I'm not sure if you're watching.
I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it.
These guys keep going at it.
There you go. Over to the left, to the right. Gets it over. Back to the back row. Hard slap into the netting. Or is pickleball commentated like golf?
It's like tennis.
Yeah, I assumed it's
I've never done
like
that either.
tennis. You just kind of wait for the.
You don't talk while they're playing.
Oh, that's ridiculous. Barstool or ESPN the Ocho should take over tennis broadcasting, make it a lot more Serena!
Start screaming during the tennis broadcast.
You know what's fun to listen to? Volleyball broadcasts.
Can't say. I remember the one I did hear, though, was Nebraska and Iowa when they played in Nebraska's football stadium.
Chuck, you've called volleyball games before, right?
Yeah.
Do you do some intensity to that? Do you
yeah.
bring some energy?
Yeah. It kind of just depends on the situation. You know, you don't talk about every single thing that happens,
of course,
but just
of course.
the big setups and big plays.
Yeah. I'd say them the same way. Also, there's an ice cream truck over there, deep right field. I think we can maybe hit that up before.
He passed by us when we got here.
Yeah, but they were.
Well, yeah, obviously, I won't eat on the job.
That's not true.
No, that is not true. I think I've eaten plenty of times on the job.
They literally make burgers and hot dogs right below us at Oil City.
They'll sometimes give us some food. I'll buy it myself.
I've never been given food once, so I don't know where you're going.
Spellbar looks into that one. 1-1 count here for Spellbar. Out of Wabash. Usually see him catching with Trey Pitcock on the mound.
How'd that go?
I mean, it usually goes not bad each time as Spellbar puts that into right field. Litz is going to let that drop. We usually see that combination. You know, they're both college teammates, so if it's going to work in college. Let it work.
Listen, I think it's completely undervalued, and I'm sure Charlie could tell you about this. The relationship between a pitcher and a catcher is massively undervalued in baseball.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of guys that get kept around. Gary Sanchez got to get dragged along with Blake Snell for a lot of places because, that was his catcher. It was his guy.
Is Gary out in San Francisco now?
No, Gary is actually in Milwaukee. He's doing a fine job up there.
Some would say the best job.
I like Gary Sanchez more than most, but I don't think anybody's describing it as the best job. He'll hit a home run every few at-bats, and he'll strike out the rest.
Not the best job. It's Elijah Rainey up now to bat.
Good spot.
Yeah, good frame also right there by Lee. 0-2 count here for Rainey. Looks in at that one at the turf. Due up after Rainey are Parker Engel, Chris Webb, and Damon Brenna. Outside ball. Svelbar's going to go. Lee with the throw down. Svelbar's in there safely. Didn't really matter, though. Elijah Rainey will walk. Count was actually 3-1.
Yeah, and Svelbar got a really good read on that as well. I mean, obviously, when you're facing a full count or a 3-1 count, rather, there's a chance you're not going to be stealing for anything, but he really got a great jump on that ball.
Mm-hmm. Won't go down to stolen base, but in our mind it might. As Parker Engel.
No, it won't.
Maybe not in John Massey's mind, but mine it will.
Well, I'm the official scorekeeper today, so what I say goes.
Mound visit out there for the Oilmen.
Just going to be Coach Dre, so going to talk to Valenza here for a minute. Nobody working in the bullpen yet for the Oilmen. I don't even know how many guys we have left.
I think you guys might throw Vosberg, if anything, next.
Well, okay, so excuse me, someone is in the bullpen.
Yeah, Vosberg's not. He's just stretching out there, trying to get himself ready, potentially to come in late relief.
I didn't even see him until you mentioned him.
He's blending in.
He did. I'm being serious. He looks like a tarp.
Yeah.
Which compliment or insult, take it as you will.
After a short mound visit, there's a 1-0 count here for Parker Engel. Looks in at a strike right there. Engel now facing the 1-1 count. He's got Svelbar over at second and Rainey over at third. Ooh. Engel fouls that one right off his shin. Never the best place.
You should run down to first.
That ball was foul.
Sure about that?
I'm not sure. Some of the people might have
different
argument.
Some would say a different opinion. Others would say wrong.
1-2 here for Engel. Looks in at a ball high, 2-2. John, Charlie, what's up next for the Oilmen after today?
We take on the Elkhart County Miracle tomorrow back at Oil City. That will be the last time we see them in regular season play. The next time it will be in August, late August.
Engel strikes out right there. Svelbar's going to steal second, is out on the throw. And just like that, 1 out turns into 2.
And, I see what he was looking for there. He didn't think Lee was going to be ready for him throwing down there, but he had a quick adjustment, got good positioning, and didn't wind up being all that close over at third.
Yeah, good
a 1-2-5.
Go down the
so rare in the scorebook.
It's Webb up now. going to play it over at short. He's going to play it over, though, at second. Good play over there by Razai. Just like that, 3 outs for the Vikings. And we'll be right back for the top of the 7th after these messages.
Safety doesn't come in a box. It's not a banner that goes on a wall. It's not something you do now and then, or when it's convenient. It's using state-of-the-art simulators to better prepare for any situation. It's giving offshore teams onshore support, and it's empowering anyone to stop a job if something doesn't seem right. At BP, safety is never being satisfied and always working to be better.
Who is the IBEW? We're the people who bring the power to your home, the ones who make sure your phone calls and internet keep speeding along. We build things like schools and hospitals. We bring the biggest shows and sporting events to the world, keep America's railroads on the right track, help cities, states, and the federal government work for you. And we proudly build products made in the USA. The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, the IBEW.
Top of the 7th here on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Sports Network, brought to you by Midwest Orthopedics for a fast and complete recovery. And I lost my track here. To be the best, you have to see the best. For a fast and complete recovery, visit Midwest Orthopedics to become the most immaculate version of yourself. And the 7th inning means it's time for Charlie's Immaculate Grid, the segment where Charlie hops on Baseball Reference, Baseball's Immaculate Grid, and tries to fill out the lowest scoring chart. He's already started, and let me tell you, folks, we're not beating our record here already. Top of the grid. Am I wrong, though?
No.
Okay. Top of the grid today is the San Diego Padres, the Houston Astros, and a 20-plus win season pitching. Left side of the grid is Philly, New York Mets, and a equal to or
sub-3
ERA. I'm sorry, I could not. I was really confused on the sign there for a second. Charlie's already got some answers in.
Yep.
Slowly read these off here for you.
Well, hang on. So just a little bit of background here. For those of you that don't know, the Padres and the Astros are two of the younger teams in baseball's rich history.
Mm-hmm.
Padres, I don't think, have only been around since about 1969, and the Astros have been around since 1965. So you don't have the same depth of personnel that you have with some other franchises like the Phillies and Mets.
Like the Reds as well, you know. You name a guy, you put a guy named Whitey on the Reds one, you have a good chance that he was on the team.
Yeah, decent shot there.
That pitch fouled off by Mason List, and I'm still just trying to deeply think through this Padres Phillies one.
So we need, at this point in the grid, Charlie will announce his picks later, but we need Phillies Padres, Phillies Astros, and Mets Astros. I'm trying to think of a Mets Astros player because I feel like I have one in the back of my mind.
Yeah, and I mean, the Astros really weren't all that relevant to me in my life. I wasn't old enough to really have memories of when we played them in 2005 in the World Series, so mostly just this most recent run. And I'm sure the most popular answer there is Justin Verlander.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of anyone else who has made that trek.
Has McCann found his way over to San Diego or Houston yet?
No.
This ball over by List is up and high, but Bennett will catch it over in center.
He's been in Baltimore for a while now.
I like him. He's a good catcher. I was sad to see him go from the White Sox.
Who are we talking about here? Sorry.
James McCann.
James McCann. He was a good hitter.
He's better than most of the guys we have now at catcher. I don't even know. To be honest, I don't even know who's catching for the White Sox anymore.
Corey Lee. He's pretty solid. He's a former Astro. Fortunately,
did he play on the Mets?
He's not played with anyone other than us or them.
Jacob Vine looks in at a strike one. I don't know. I'm trying to think back specifically as he puts that one out in right field, angle in the right place. We'll catch that. I'm trying to think when the Padres first unveiled those camo alternates. During that time frame, I feel like there was a guy
the ugliest jersey in baseball history.
Those jerseys hit or miss, I feel like. I didn't think they were that bad, but I feel like there was a guy who was on that squad who might have played for the Phillies prior or went there after. I'm just trying to think.
I'll have to try to think through that. I know for Padres and Mets, I went for Northwest Indiana's finest, Sean Manaea, who's 2%. pitched at both South Central and Andrean, I believe is what he's more known for. And I went for former White Sox sub-3 ERA season with the Padres, Jake Peavy. Also won a Cy Young there.
Oh, really?
I believe.
Oh.
And a Gold Glove. I know the Gold Glove for sure.
I know, yeah.
Yeah.
Say White now up to bat. Strike right there by Rodriguez. Count is now at 2-1 here in the top of the 7th. White's going to foul that one off.
Those of you asking, how do I know this isn't good? But, okay, listen, you have a guy on there who's 41%, and you're going to say it's mean when I say you're not beating our record? Our record is 23. That one player alone disqualifies us.
Yeah, I mean...
Folks, you want to know how he's not confirming nor denying that he said I was mean?
I can't even hear you.
Unbelievable.
Again, I don't have audio to you guys.
The excuses.
Can't hear a word, apparently.
He can't hear
us.
I
can hear some words. You just, when your heads are facing away from me, it's a little harder.
Say White launches that one. Bennis will grab it. 3 up, 3 down for the Oilmen and Vikings. We'll be right back for the bottom of the 7th where the Vikings look to hit.
You like to work with your hands, creating something from nothing? Then think about Laborers Local 41. You'll get 432 hours of apprenticeship training, all while earning a wage with benefits and incurring no student debt. You'll travel to different job sites, learn tons of skills, and in a lot of cases, be the first one on and the last one off a job site. It all starts at laborers41.com.
That's right, Candace. We're getting multiple reports of this mysterious but powerful phenomena. People are experiencing a sound, after which they drop everything, and I mean everything, and run to their nearest White Castle. Now, we are urging folks to stay calm. There's no evidence that this...
Richard, we're live. When the crave calls, Richard, we're live. Go to White Castle for the $5 bacon bundle with 2 bacon sliders and a small fry. White Castle. Follow your crave.
Bottom of the 7th here at Dowling Park. Oilmen still lead at 7-4. The ones are still out there on the mound for the Oilmen. You know, as John, Charlie, and I are kind of sitting here, sun no longer beating down on us. So we're watching Valenza warm up.
Technically speaking, it is. It's just not as hot as it was earlier.
Not as hot. But we've just been wondering, who is this Philly Padre?
There's got to be an obvious one that we are missing here.
I feel like there is. I want to say Shane Victorino so badly, but I say Shane Victorino every time I'm with you guys.
It's your
I don't know
guy.
that he ever went to the
is
Padres, though.
And that's the thing. I don't think he was ever in a Pods uniform. But I feel like maybe early on in his career he could have. Because he was a twin.
Here's the problem. The Padres have really never been good. Mm-hmm. So you don't have like any players that immediately come to your mind. Like I think they've never have they ever been out of the first round of the playoffs?
Yes, yeah. They were in the World Series. It was the year before last, right?
The year before last? What? No.
No, not in 2022.
Oh no,
dude, not in our lifetime.
Not
in our lifetime.
To the Phillies.
They made it far, I will say.
Yeah, they made it to the NLCS and lost to the Phillies. That's what I was thinking of.
Oh, Brenna off the.
He broke his bat too. I
can
can see it cracked from here.
Yep.
So 2 broken bats on the day. Oh. If that was something I can put in Game Changer, I would.
And I mean, I thought of Victor Caratini, but he's only played for the Padres and the Astros, which isn't helpful because he's been at the top. He was also a Cub, but that's not important. Same with Milwaukee.
Charlie, you should go ask for that bat. He shakes his head no.
Nick Mangano up. Looks in at strike 1. Try not to break a bat here next time he swings. 2 broken bats here today. No broken hearts.
As far as you know.
Okay, John. Mangano looks in at strike 2.
My heart is broken. I'm not allowed to go play pickleball in right field.
Mangano, a little chopper right there to Valenza. He's going to try and make it there. Past List over there at first base. Sorry, not List. That is Groberski over there at first.
I think it hit him.
Yeah.
I think it did as well.
Because I don't think he would have ran the second.
Oh, yeah, he's pointing, I think, at his right shoulder.
So just it goes down as a hit.
Tricep area.
And we are going to call that a hit?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mangano now on with one out here, and it's Jacob Gunn. Mangano had the second home run of the season for the Vikings. First one belongs to Dre Allred, who hit it against the Oilmen here at Dowling Park. Kind of near the same spot as Mangano put it to in that left field area.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a righty pull hitter and you really get a hold of a ball, you can put one out over there.
Gunn pops that one up over to List in right field. He'll grab that, making that the second out.
Shane Victorino did start his career with the Padres, something I had forgotten. So he would work for that top left spot. And I've already lost it, so I'm willing to put in Verlander for having played for both the Mets and the Astros. 19%, surprisingly not that high. And then we just need a Philly and an Astro.
Mangano's going to steal. Lestino looks at the first ball in the turf.
I can't think of anybody on the current rosters.
Yeah, no, that's
who would.
I'm just trying to narrow it down.
Who would fill that category? And the Phillies got a lot of big names on their team, so you would think have traveled.
Swing and miss right there by Lestino. Did Brandon Marsh
Where
ever
was
play for the Astros?
So you guys would know this. Where was Kyle Schwarber at in between the Cubs and the Phillies?
The Nationals.
Yeah.
You're right, yeah. Odd time. That's a dude who's really turned his career around.
Lestino looks in at a ball right there, and tell me if I'm wrong here, but I'm pretty sure Schwarber came out of college as a catching prospect.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
And I remember they tried moving him to the field when he was on the Cubs.
I remember he played the outfield in the World Series, and he just looked like a sock on a hand, just out of place.
Yeah. Well, has found a home in that DH spot, universal
he's
DH.
Fantastic in Philly.
Bats first too, which is I think
awesome. Well, the thing is because the Phillies 1 through 9 is so stacked, you can afford to have some good hitters at the bottom of your lineup. Oh, shoot!
And that throw by Lee trying to toss out Mangano, he hits Lestino. And Lestino's gonna walk. It was a ball 4 anyways. Blues are going to talk. He'll walk over to first. Mangano will score that run. Score is now 7-5 Oilmen. 2 outs here for Owen Bendis. Yeah, Lestino just kind of took a tough one by Lee. Glad he's all right.
No air on that one.
Nope.
Yeah, that was a scary situation there.
It could have been bad.
Owen Bendis looks in at strike 1. Yeah, and that could have just been terrible. Well, Michael Lestino looks to be fine. Lead off of first base here.
I don't think these people in attendance understand that communication between umpires is not a bad thing.
No. There's always, those parents or fans who not too understanding of baseball. As Lestino, great jump right off the bag. Will take second easily.
Lee upset with himself.
And I mean, yeah, that's kind of understandable in this moment. These guys have been running a whole lot on you. And as a catcher, that's not a good feeling.
Ooh, ball hits Bendis. He'll take first base.
It hit Leo as well. On the reject. Oh, yeah, it did.
Bounce off of Bendis.
A double doink.
Double doink. Shout out Cody Parkey.
It's a name that's haunted in every single Bears fan's mind.
No shout out to Cody Parkey. I'm just gonna leave it at that. I don't wish any ill feeling towards him. I really wish he made that dang field goal.
No shout out. Okay, I think I have someone for the Astros. Phillies. Did Gabe Kepler ever play for both those teams?
Ooh.
I really don't know.
I know he coached the Phillies for a little bit, and I think there was
I think he was a Philly at one point. See an Astro though. Who knows? Well, what I do know is that Miles Felbar is up to bat. Looking at ball 1.
I'm looking at it.
He had actually not played for either team.
Okay, so not only was I not even close.
I'm a fraud.
No, it was me, not you. You're good.
I know.
You're in the clear.
Some White Sox.
I think I'm just mistaking things because I know we coached for him.
Some White Sox news, if you're excited about that, is Miles Felbar.
Well, it's always a scary thing anytime someone says there's White Sox news.
Pops that up. Jacob Vine will catch that. I was just going to say, Tommy Pham hit a home run. They're up 1-0. And we'll be right back for the top of the 8th after these messages.
There's a shortage of roofers across the country. Here at Roofers Local 26, our signatory contractors are in need of a well-trained workforce, and it's our job to provide that workforce. We are looking for people that are self-motivated, people that are reliable, people that are willing to give a hard day's work. In return, they get a good paycheck with good benefits. This is not a job, this is a career. If you're willing to put the time and dedication in, we're willing to provide you the tools and training necessary for you to succeed in the roofing industry. We've been doing this for almost 100 years. We know how to get the job done.
We are back here at Dowling Park. Oilmen still lead 7-5. Elijah Rodriguez still out there. And I'm currently looking through the NFL Top 100. I'm just kind of going to point out anything that may look different. I like Levante David at 99. He's always been solid.
Let me ask you something. You're a bigger football fan than I am. Charlie, you are as well. Brandon Ayuk requesting a trade from the 49ers. Do you think that, from the way I look at it, I think that kind of helps them.
Helps the 49ers or helps Brandon Ayuk?
Helps the 49ers.
Yeah.
Clears up cap space.
I kind of agree. And what people were saying.
Go find a young guy.
Yeah, and I do like their first-round pick, Ricky Pearsall. I think he's super athletic, and I remember seeing some highlights of him out in Florida. He was insane. But I think the Ayuk trade, I honestly don't think it's going to happen. I think if anything, they're going to re-sign Ayuk to a contract.
What's going on with that? Why did it happen?
They're just not matching his number for what he wants.
Is he deserving of what he wants?
So when you
yes and no.
When you take a look at the salary cap situation that they have going up here in the coming years, they know that they try to have big signings with the large cap it's spaced out. They know they're going to have to pay Brock Purdy here very soon, and they intend on doing so.
They just spent that money on Christian McCaffrey. They gave Debo a contract.
Exactly, and if Ayuk won't go with they have a lot of option structures they use to help move money along, and if he doesn't want to go with that, then you're never going to be able to find a solution.
There are so many big names in the 49ers. Now that I'm going through them.
Yet they can't win a Super Bowl.
Well, I mean, to be fair, though, Patrick Mahomes is doing what Tom Brady is doing right now, where he's just ruining legacies.
And that ball is hit high over by Bennis. He'll catch that. Henschel will fly out. And I kind of just highlight Saquon Barkley, who is number 86 on the 2024. He's actually ranked number 31 in last year's NFL Top 100.
I agree.
Moved to the Eagles. Yeah, he sort of had a down year. Who knows how he'll do in Philadelphia. Have you guys watched the Giants Hard Knocks offseason?
Nope, don't care.
Well, I think it's a little interesting in terms of the offseason free agency. And they were making, they wanted to make a deal with Saquon. Saquon just wanted out of New York, and honestly, who can blame him? Is Daniel Jones making more money than me? I'd probably be upset too. Rodriguez throws in a ball here.
A lot of people were going crazy over Tommy DeVito because it's like, wow, this third-string quarterback is from New York and he's Italian and his agent looks like a mafia boss, right? I don't think people realize that it highlights an overarching problem that your third-string quarterback is better than your two main guys that you gave money to.
Mangano will play that at short. We'll get him. And, yeah, DeVito's agent is kind of a crook, too. He's been caught trying to, upsell or upcharge businesses for Tommy DeVito's appearances. And I remember there was a big restaurant, a big Italian restaurant in New York that wanted Tommy DeVito to appear.
It's called Olive Garden.
Yep, or Carrabba's, either or.
I'm a Carrabba's man myself.
I like Carrabba's. But his agent was seen upcharging the restaurant a lot more money. So that one's fouled back. And people started putting the blame on Tommy DeVito because of it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I understand. Well, because it's his agent.
Yeah, I think he ended up.
I think that's a problem.
Agent.
Well, I think it's a problem with athletes where they kind of be like, "Oh, my agent did this, my agent did that." You are still responsible for your own.
No, you
own
are
actions.
not. No, you are not.
You're not responsible for your own actions?
No, your agent is responsible for handling himself in a manner that is becoming of the position, and the NFLPA is pretty particular on that.
Yeah, and Tommy DeVito's agent.
So, pause. That's not what I was saying, though.
So what were we saying?
I was saying you're responsible for your own actions, and you're saying you're not as an athlete? I understand the point you're saying. That's not what I was talking about, though.
So that is
moving on.
In for ball 3. Counts now 3-1. That ball is lined in between Mangano and Listina. It looks like Sarab Razai ground into a single.
Really nice job from Razai to turn on that baseball. And, we saw it earlier when he was able to just kind of float that one out into right field. With that stance, he's really able to go after those low pitches and does a good job of driving that one to find some real estate.
Yeah, we saw it for his first hit of the day. He can really just go after any baseball relatively in the area, whether it's on the outside of the box, because he stands so far close to the plate, and him backing up allows him to kind of avoid those inside pitches, but also affording him the outside zone as well. Who else was on that list, Griffin?
None really out of the ordinary, I'd say. I was a little surprised. DK Metcalf was never on the top 100 in last year's thing, but
that's just crazy.
This year he is 83, which I'd say it's around his range. I wouldn't say he's one of the best wide receivers in this league.
Who's voting on these things? That's what I want to know.
I think it's players, coaches, and members of the media, I believe.
Yeah, because none of those three groups have ever been held a grudge, been salty.
Yeah, but then you have the fans vote, and Ivica Zubac is like the second leading vote getter in the NBA All-Star game.
That's what I'm saying. We should eliminate the fan vote.
Yeah. Or it was Zaza Pachulia back in the day. Pachulia. He was just getting like a top 5 vote for centers, and he was averaging like 3 points and 4 boards just starting. He's gonna go. Softball won't throw him out, and Razai is in at second safely. Go back and look too. A few Eagles players that I saw. Zaire Franklin, number 100 for all you Colts fans. Kirk Cousins, number 81. Oh, Montez Sweat, number 82. I guess as a Bears fan, I'll try not to show bias here, but I feel like 82. I feel like it's a little low for Montez. Thought he was way better than that.
I'm a little surprised to hear Kirk all the way down there as well.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's even on the list.
Really?
No, I'm kidding.
He was 42 in 2023.
I just think it's funny to make fun of Kirk Cousins.
He is fun to make fun of.
He is.
Kirk Cousins now on the Falcons.
Hey, Kirk Cousins, remember when they gave you all that money, and then the immediate draft after they gave you that money, they used a 9 pick to draft your immediate replacement? That was a good time, Kirk Cousins.
You like that?
I don't think he did, in fact, that.
Did not like that. They gave Tariq Woolen number 91, which I thought he had.
Let me ask you a question. Sorry to cut you off there. How many years before the Falcons GM gets fired?
For drafting Penix?
Just for everything.
I mean, yeah. I mean, and the idea that he's bringing up is that ball by Lee over by Angle. Runner's going to come across. Razai is going to score. Lee's going to come across second. So always going to make that throw. Won't get it there in time. And yeah, who knows? I mean, the reasoning behind it all was
because so I get it. Kirk Cousins. The real idea is Kirk Cousins trains this young guy, and then when Kirk Cousins is done, he goes off into the sunset, and then we have this new guy. Michael Penix Jr. is old for a rookie in the NFL.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he is 23, 24 when he got drafted. I was really surprised when he got drafted.
I think he might have been too.
Yeah, if I said the words that exactly when he got drafted, I wouldn't be able to repeat them on here.
Hey, we get Roma Dunze because of it. So
yeah,
who's going to complain?
I was so happy.
Not Bears fans.
Yeah, it was as a Bears fan, John, I know you can agree with me here. So
yeah, Charlie isn't a Bears fan. We always forget about that.
Troy, who are you a fan of again?
The worst team to ever exist.
Yep, that's,
and, when you talk about that old quarterback conversation, Sean Clifford was the backup to Jordan Love. And at the start of the year, you had a lot of fans talking about how he should come in because he was younger. Sean Clifford is older than Jordan Love.
Yeah. I can tell you who's not. Michael Penix Jr. is definitely not older than Kirk Cousins. Time itself is not older than Kirk Cousins, folks.
Well, after a grounder right there, a run will still score this inning. Oilmen lead 8-5, heading to the bottom of the 8th.
Go to the office. We build it. This is a truism with Ironworkers Local 395 and the Northwest Indiana Contractors Association. Our goal is to exceed our customers' expectations. We provide a skilled, OSHA-trained, drug-free workforce, as well as many other certifications from our 4-year training program. Every time you hire an iron worker from Local 395, you should feel confident that you are receiving highly trained, highly skilled, and drug-free journeymen and apprentices who take their job and your project seriously. For more information, contact us at 219-763-7900 or ironworkers395.com.
BP's natural gas teams use Smart App technology to share data from any well instantly, so they can analyze trends and stop potential problems in their tracks, because safety is never being satisfied and always working to be better.
And we are back here at Dowling Park, bottom of the 8th here.
Charlie, we never actually finished your grid. Now that I realize it. I know the score is not going to be great, but the fans deserve it. We never figured out Phillies
don't know
and
a
Astros.
single.
Victorino is 4%.
Yeah, Victorino. I don't know who even goes in there.
John Singleton. I'm just bringing that up.
I don't know. Think of a career. Who's the reliever that pitched everywhere?
I can name like 40 guys. Edwin Jackson.
Craig Kimbrell. Put Craig Kimbrell. He's got to have played on he played on the Phillies.
I don't think he's ever been.
Was he in Houston? I don't
Houston.
think so.
No, yeah, he was not. Well, we got an 190.
Let's go to summary. So
Roy Oswalt, of course, would be the most popular one there. There have been 119 players in the square. We did not get John Crook, the most popular answer.
Speaking of players who've played everywhere, I feel like every week, every time we do Immaculate Grid, I find out Ricky Henderson played for a new team.
Ricky Henderson really bounced around at the end of his career, which is just so surprising because of the quality of player he was.
I did not know he was a Padre.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like, how very late into his career, I wonder. I guess we'll look it up.
Yeah, and Trevor Hoffman was the leader for a sub-3 ERA season with the Padres. The leader in that for the Astros was Justin Verlander, who was also the leader for Mets, Astros. And then 20-win seasons, it was Roy Halladay, Tom Seaver, and Bob Gibson. So not our best grid, but it was this was a grouping of teams I was not set up for success.
And like you said, it's young, so they're two young teams, so it's really hard.
And no real notable trades or any of the guys that I followed when I was younger going back and forth between the two. I should have gotten Oswalt, but...
So San Diego was actually the first team that Ricky went to after his second stint with the A's. I think he must have gotten traded then after that. He was there still. He was an Angel, went back to the A's for a third stint, a Met. He was a Mariner, a Padre again, a Red Sox, and a Dodger.
Wow.
To cap it all off.
A journeyman.
Yeah.
It's now Elijah Rainey up to bat, swings and misses on that one. Yeah, and when I think of journeyman specifically, I mean this guy in particular, Edwin Jackson Jr., used to play for the White Sox. I have a signed ball from him.
Really?
Yeah.
There you go.
And I want to say he played for more than 10 teams during his tenure in the MLB.
And you know what? That phrase, let me tell you something. The phrase journeyman used to mean something because it'd be like, wow, this guy's playing for a lot of teams. That's just every player now.
Yep.
Everyone in every league is just switching teams. Paul George's a journeyman now. Like,
I mean, what do you cap it at? Like German, like how many teams do you cap it at? You cap it at like 5.
It depends on also the time.
Yeah.
Right.
Like LeBron James isn't a journeyman because he's 20 plus years in 3 teams.
Russell Westbrook, you can consider a journeyman.
I would now.
Definitely late in his career as that ball was popped up foul. Oh, good play over there in left field by Isaiah White. He's gonna make a sliding effort for that, and he'll grab it too. Fantastic.
Yeah, that was one of those that you just assume is going to hit the ground, but Isaiah White doesn't take no for an answer. He goes and finds it.
Are we talking Isaiah White like Ricky Henderson?
I mean, he's got some
Isaiah
serious
likes
wheels
that.
out there, man.
Isaiah liked that for sure. This is now Parker Engel up to bat.
I'm trying to think of other guys you consider.
I mean, Nelson Cruz was one who really traveled around at the end of his career.
Engel fouls that one. It looks like it's going right for my car. I was in such terrible foul ball territory. I know you guys have been to the Griffith Field, but it's a hot spot over there.
When I left before the game started, actually, and when I came back, someone took my spot, so I had parked farther back. So I might get hit by a pickleball.
Better than a baseball, though.
I don't know. Some of these looks like some of those people can swing the paddle pretty hard. Are those socks standard for you guys?
I mean, I assume so. I mean, they're not ours in particular. I mean, if you kind of look around, players are wearing different types of pants.
I personally kind of enjoy the shorter pants with the high stirrups. It's a good look.
High stirrups are a nice look. I agree.
I never played a baseball game in my life where my socks were not showing high up.
I never really wore my baseball pants that way. I always had them low down. But then again, I was a short little big kid, and I think high socks would just kind of make me a target. The way I think of myself, or the way I was, I should say, as Engel strikes out right there. Think of me as like a jelly bean when I was younger. It's kind of like my frame back then.
You look like a fall guy.
Yeah, a bean.
No, but I like the way Chris Webb has his socks.
Look at that here. He is 0 for 3 on the day today.
Quick, call a timeout. I'll never stop making that joke.
Yeah,
it's impossible for me to do a.
It's so close.
It's no. I'm actively going to get closer and closer to the finish line of a broadcast, and then keep making that joke.
Chris Webb looks at a ball. Good frame by Lee right there. Just a high pitch though.
Yeah, sometimes framing actually does hurt your case on a ball and a strike because the umpire can very clearly see that you're trying to move it so much. And I've definitely been behind it just sometimes where a guy throws in a perfect strike, but the kid behind the plate brings it down so much.
Good frame right there as it is his first called strike. 2-1 count here for Chris Webb. Swinging and a miss. Had him on the off speed right there. Valenza looks to strike him out here and finish off this 8th inning. Webb still battling. We'll foul that off. Two count here. 2 outs for number 2, Chris Webb.
Sun is technically still out.
And speaking of out, Chris Webb struck out on that one. And after we stop looking at the sun, we'll be right back after these messages.
Safety isn't a list of boxes to check. It's taking the best technologies out there and adapting them to work for you. The ultrasound that can see inside patients can also detect early signs of corrosion at our refineries. High-tech military cameras that see through walls can inspect our pipelines to prevent leaks. Remote-controlled aircraft can help us identify potential problems and stop them in their tracks. At BP, safety is never being satisfied and always working to be better.
It's common for back patients to have a lot of questions, but at Midwest Orthopedic Specialty Hospital, we ask a lot of questions too. We want to know about their jobs, their hobbies, their lifestyle. Because spinal conditions are oftentimes complex and multifaceted, the best solutions take into account work and lifestyle. The spine is at the basis of everything that we do and who we are. For us, surgery is not the first priority. Finding the least invasive option to give you your life back is.
Back here at Dowling Park, top of the 9th here. Griffin Winnicky, Charlie Schmidgall. I can do that, Charlie. There's no.
Oh, I just wanted to make sure my hit totals were right.
Okay. John Mastic went to the little boys' room to use it, and I'll be doing Game Changer. Elijah Rodriguez still out there looking to close out this inning. Oilmen lead 8-5. And what's been a closer game than we kind of thought. You know, in the beginning of this, Oilmen started off hot, 4-0 lead. Vikings did strike back, though, in kind of different spurts and different innings.
Yeah, and I mean, I think a lot of it has been the Oilmen have put together a lot of hits. They have 11 hits, but yes, 8 runs on 11 hits isn't bad, but there's also been a lot of walks. There's been a lot of runners left on. So even though it feels like the Oilmen could have put this game away, you know, the Vikings just keep finding a way to do more with less.
Exactly. It's Elijah Rodriguez right there, called strike 1. Just graduated high school. I do know what college he's going to next. I wish if I had my laptop on me, because I would have known it right then and there. Ball in the turf right there. Mossberg up to bat for the Oilmen. Got the 5, 6, and 7 guys coming up. Mossberg on right now. It'll be Mason List and Jake Levine after him. Ball is low. Rodriguez at about 39 pitches here in a total of 3 innings of work. About to see pitch number 40. Outside ball. Count is now at 3-1. John Mastay, welcome back.
Well, you didn't need to tell everyone I was gone.
I did. Ball 4. Fosberg will walk.
You tell him where I went to?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I told him exactly.
All right.
He specifically, I believe, said the little boys' room.
Yes, I did.
You know, I can listen. Why is it that, I'm sorry for the undelicate nature of this sentence, why is it urinals have just become Zinn deposit centers now?
Oh, no, I mean...
any sporting event, you can kind of expect it.
It's honestly the most convenient place to place them.
Is it? Because someone has to clean those out.
Very sorry to whoever has to clean those out.
Especially since there's like trash cans right there.
Some people just get lazy. They have to use the bathroom. They're like, no, I'm all out of Zinn.
But here's the thing. Is someone cleaning them out if they're still in there?
That is true.
I mean, yes, eventually someone should probably clean them out.
You would hope so.
I would really hope so. But I guess you never know.
Okay.
1-1 here for List. See if he fouls that one back. Not sure where that went. Oh, out in the soccer field. Now 1-2 count here. Rodriguez pitches inside past foul bar. Mossberg's going to go from first to second on that pass ball.
And these low pitches have been tough. You know, I mean, the zone is a little bit tighter down there at the bottom. Those are a lot harder for your catcher to block. And it's kind of been difficult for both sides to get anything going down there.
Inside pitch right there, called a ball. Now a full count here.
We got a little bit less than a half hour left of sunlight. So if we can't get through one inning in 30 minutes, I think it's supposed to be a threat of something. It's not. I don't know.
Mason List hits that out in right field. Parker Angle tracks it. Oh, Fosberg trying to tag up, trips off at second base.
Blew a tire.
Yep, blew a tire on that one. Skirt.
And honestly, it might have been to his favor because that throw
he would
was
have
just
been gunned.
about
He would have been
perfect
gunned
coming in.
down.
Kind of the luck of the draw right there after falling on the tag.
Turf intervention.
Turfine intervention.
Oh, I love it.
Thank you.
Turfine. So it brings up Jake Levine. Ooh.
Jake Levine with some turfine.
Ooh.
Oh!
That ball is mashed out in left center. Ben is tracking it. He's got it. Fosberg's going to tag. Oh. yelling home. He won't go home. He'll only go third.
He would have been.
Yeah, he would have been gone. Right
Some more Turfine intervention.
Marks 2 outs here in this inning.
You know the funny part? Vosberg will find a way to somehow score on this top of this inning.
So that now brings up Isaiah White with a chance to.
Great catch by Bendis, by the way.
Yeah, Bendis is doing a great job out there.
I thought that one was gonna. First of all, I thought it was gone.
Yeah.
Based on my initial reaction, but I thought it at least would have gotten down. But Bendis tracked it really well and took a great route to the ball.
He's having a great day out there in center field. White's gonna foul that one off. You have to be thinking, we're almost out of foul balls again. Eventually.
Let me tell you something. A couple of times when I was here, I worked when there was a baseball game, a softball game, and a soccer game going on. Dangerous. It was dangerous.
Oh, I can imagine. I mean, these soccer players are not safe. There's a
no, not at
ball
all.
fouled off.
Not at all. This net does nothing. Because the thing is, like, this net is barely taller than this one in front of us. So if you get over this net, it's definitely going over that one.
Yeah. Rodriguez from the stretch. Count is 1-1. White lasers that into left field. He's going to score one. Vosberg, as John Massey did say, ended up scoring in this top of the inning. Cash bet, bang. Isaiah White gets on with a single.
Makes it a 9-5 ball game, but as we saw the last time we were out here on the previous Monday, as Coach Hunt is going to come out to the mound, the Vikings could still easily win this game. The Oilmen lost it last time up they were here in a walk-off fashion. Congratulations.
Yeah, and I believe the lead was even greater in that situation.
Yeah, you know, they've done a great job coming back. The game against you guys last week, and the game in Griffith on Saturday also. Coach Hunt talks a little bit to Rodriguez. Just trying to get him to
By the
get
way,
this
I just
final
noticed
out.
this. Zunkel's in the opposite dugout.
What?
Zunkel has been in the Vikings dugout for a while now.
He's just chilling.
Yeah.
Called strike right there. Ryan Henschel now up to bat. White's going to go. Svalbard's going to make an attempt. Good throw. White just too fast for him. So we'll get in there safely.
White's got a lot of speed on that base path. If your throw is not absolutely perfect with a good pop, he's going to beat you almost every time.
Rodriguez's throw is in the turf. Definitely lost control on that off speed right there. So now the count strikes 2-1. White's going to go to third. Ball is past third. White's going to round it. He's going to head home. Oh, ball is too stuck in the backstop. Svalbard couldn't make the play.
I think he slipped. I don't think he got a good turn on it. Because if it was stuck, he could have put his hands up, and I think White would have had to go back.
Well, just like that, White will score, and it is another run for the Oilmen. They now lead 10-5. Henschel ducks out of this one. Ball's inside. Now a 3-1 count.
10-3 now. Once again, the Oilmen reach the double-digit mark.
Henschel will walk, and we'll turn to the top of the order here. This is Kiefer Tarnacki.
Tarnacki has been on fire here today, John.
Yes, he has 5 plate appearances, 5 of them all at bats, 4 hits, 4 singles, 3 RBIs, and a run. And he's been great. He's looking to continue here.
You guys might even say he might be your White Castle player of the game.
I don't know. We can't legally say that yet.
He belts that one to Jacob Gunn over at second. Gunn will play it to Mangano at second. Be the third out. Oilmen tack on 2 runs. Vikings have 3 more outs to tie this game or win it in a walk-off, and we'll be right back.
Tastes great. Let's fill it. Tastes great. Let's fill it. Tastes great. It is both. It is both. It is both. It is both. It's both.
Hey, thanks for the backup.
Don't let pain knock you out of the ring. Our hand, wrist, and elbow experts are pioneers worldwide. You need us in your corner. Midwest Orthopedics at Rush. Make an appointment today. After our minimally invasive spine surgery, 80% of golfers maintained or improved their handicap. Be treated by the pros to play more like a pro. Midwest Orthopedics at Rush. Make an appointment today.
We are back here, bottom of the ninth. Once is still out there. Vikings only have 3 more outs left. Down by 5 here. Oilmen lead 10-5. I'm Griffin Winicky, John Mastay, and Charlie Schmidtgall to my right. How we doing, boys?
Doing pretty good. It's nice and cool now. Our first hour out here today was not a fun experience by any stretch of the imagination. But it's cooled off now. The sun is gone. I'm pretty sure this will be the last inning of play. I'll probably call the game if it's a walk-off or not. If they tie the game, it's over with.
Yeah, not enough sunlight here just to produce another inning. Pickleball.
Pickleballers are still going, though.
Yep, some are still there. Crowds died down just a tad.
Only the ones truly dedicated to the sport.
Only the real pickleballers are out there right now. And you'll probably see me out there after this game. I've got my paddle and my ball ready. Damon Brenna up to bat first for the Vikings.
You're going to see me about maybe like 400 yards that way. You're going to see me in the B-Dubs restaurant after this game. Going to go ahead and say that's a wild pitch.
Yep.
Buffalo wild pitch.
Buffalo wild pitch. Very good. Very good.
Now it's
not better than White Castle, though.
Of course not. Now, it's not Tuesday or Thursday, so it's not really a special today.
Well, it's
or
bottomless boneless wings.
Oh,
and fries.
those are on Mondays?
Mondays and Wednesdays.
I haven't been to one of those yet.
Yeah. They're trying to compete. A lot of people, a lot of places. It's kind of terrible to really think about it. A lot of small town, like mom and pop restaurants, have started to do like wing Mondays and Wednesdays. Well, that's their immediate competition to small business.
Yeah, it's not good when you see the large
picture.
Small business. Brenna grounds out right there to Rizai over at short. Lineup turns over to Nick Mangano.
I fully can expect Mangano to get another base hit here.
Had a nice home run earlier. Line drive. Missile got out of the field in 0.2 seconds. Not exactly that, but
Nope. We charted it.
0.2 seconds.
Charlie has surveyor in his blood, so he was able to survey that pitch, and he quantified it for us.
Mangano looks at strike number 2. Once up from the stretch. Mangano still fighting off.
Once again, over the netting.
Yeah, whoever designed these nets wasn't really too sure on how.
Well, they were pretty. I think they just said they're like, yeah, there will never be a soccer game and a baseball game at the same time. It happens a lot.
Mangano on the 0-2.
Because even then, when P&W baseball is happening or P&W softball is happening, the P&W soccer teams are in their spring seasons doing exhibition matches.
Everybody's a threat to these foul balls. Nick Mangano puts another drive into that one, but Isaiah White will catch that out and left. Not enough power from this last hit out and left. And that is now out number 2. Jacob Gunn up for the Vikings with what potentially could be their last out of this ball game.
No one wants to be the last out of a game. Even it doesn't matter if you're down by 5, down by 1, down by 15. You want to go out there and at least do your job to keep things going.
And Gunn, who is 1 for 4 on the night, looks to try and get that second hit today.
Or just at least walk.
On base. Looks in at that ball right there.
Hit by pitch would be, I guess,
nobody wants that, but
satisfactory.
It's a way.
Error.
1-0 turns into a 1-1 on that called strike. Gunn not super happy with how that was called.
Well, I think Gunn's just upset that the umpires now, after having a very consistent game behind the plate, is now going to change his strike zone just a little bit to get out of here a little bit quicker.
Gunn's going to ground that over to Levine at second. Levine to play. Yes, he does. 3 outs for the Oilmen means a win also. Oilmen win 10-5 against the Vikings here at Dowling Park. John, Charlie, how'd you guys feel about today? Obviously, you guys are definitely happy you won. Maybe game got a little too close at certain points, but at the same time, a win is a win.
Well, this game, if anything, is just a confidence boost for tomorrow when we take on the Elkhart County Miracle. They're going to need to do a lot of work tomorrow, and we'll talk about that when we head into the post-game show. So, Griffin, thank you for taking over for a majority of this game, but we'll be back after these short messages.
Candace, we're getting multiple reports of this mysterious but powerful phenomena. People are experiencing a sound, after which they drop everything, and I mean everything, and run to their nearest White Castle. Now, we are urging folks to stay calm. There's no evidence that this...
Richard, we're live. When the crave calls, Richard, we're live. Go to White Castle for the $5 bacon bundle with 2 bacon sliders and a small fry. White Castle. Follow your crave.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here in the post-game show. Northwest Indiana Oilmen came away with a 10-5 victory here against Hammond. This one got close at points, but the Oilmen just took care of business at the end.
Yeah, absolutely, Griffin. It's always a tough loss once again. You guys beat us for the first time on Monday, and the Oilmen came in here tonight and made sure that it didn't happen again, not a repeat offender. I think the biggest thing for the Oilmen tonight, obviously, you can say whatever you want about the umpiring, but the Oilmen were just able to achieve on the offensive side of things, and the Vikings, they did at that for the most part, but just not as much.
Yeah, and it's just one of those tough situations. They just couldn't get enough hits, not enough guys on base to try and compete with the Oilmen. 6 hits, 5 runs, not bad. Just something to pick up, though, for Wednesday's game here at Dowling Park against the Miracle.
The final box score for the Northwest Indiana Oilmen, 10 runs on 12 hits and 2 errors. And the final box score for the Hammond Vikings, 5 runs, 6 hits, and 1 errors. And once again, if we put that John Mastay stat, the IEs, in the column, there was a lot of interesting plays today that really kind of led this game to get to where it was. And as always, folks, it's summertime. The sun's going down. And if you're feeling hungry tonight after drinking your cold Miller Lite, follow your crave to the nearest White Castle to try the new barbecue smoky chicken rings or any of their chicken rings. Get 12 rings for only $3.99. And Charlie, as always, you have the final say and the final presentation of the White Castle player of the game. Tell us all about it tonight.
Yeah, I mean, today it's got to be Kiefer Tarnacki. He goes out there, he goes 4 for 6, 4 singles, and he brought in 3 RBI, scored a run for himself. Not too shabby at all for the switch-hitting outfielder. Great work from him today to help the Oilmen come out on top.
And he hasn't even, he's still relatively a new guy on this team. I think this might have only been his 3rd game. It was. And so really good job for him for making a statement and finally coming out here and putting his name into the concrete for the Oilmen. Griffin, any last thoughts from you?
No last thoughts from myself. How about you guys?
I mean, a lot of good things to take away for both sides. Hammond played this game close, but at the end of the day, it was the Oilmen that came away with the victory. So 10-5, we go final here. We'll be with you in against Elkhart at home tomorrow. And remind me, Griffin, where are you?
We're at home on Wednesday against the Miracle. So
excellent. So enjoy a day off and then back here on Wednesday for the Vikings. And on behalf of Griffin, John, and Charlie, have a wonderful rest of your evening. And thank you for watching Northern League Baseball.